Okay, so just a little disclaimer before we actually start the video. This was filmed in November, and a lot of these books I do not actually consider my 5 or even 6 star reads anymore. So please take this with a grain of salt. At the time, these were my favorite. However, my taste has changed a lot since then, so I will definitely be making an updated one probably very soon. But I hope you enjoyed this video nonetheless, so let's get to it. Please stay. Okay, so when was it? Oh. Yeah, so I knew this was gonna happen because I need to find my tripod. This is not gonna work. Please, just let it stay like that. Okay. When was the last time I filmed without this lighting? I look like, I feel like, should I sit lower? I mean, so in today's video, I thought it would be fun for me to go over my 5-star reads because why not? I feel like my 5-star reads are very controversial for the most part. There are not a lot. I feel like I want to say this is more of like my 6-star reads rather than 5-star reads. Just kind of the books that I really think about on a day-to-day basis. They're pretty controversial and I kind of want to share them. Am I scared? Yes. I want to share them nonetheless. So let's just yap about books. Let me yap about books, okay? I really don't have a lot of 6-star reads. I feel like I'm super strict when it comes to like book ratings, just in general. I feel like I'm very strict with that because a very small amount of books have only really appealed to my liking for me to really call them 6-star reads. 6 stars like up here, it's just like top tier. I always think about them, they changed my life, all of the above. We're gonna start off nice and strong with The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. This is my favorite book in the entire world, in the entire universe, in the entire existence, okay? And I'm pretty convinced that this would be my favorite book in every universe. Like, I know this is a very controversial book because a lot of people don't like how slow paced it is. It is a very slow paced book, I'm not gonna lie. It's very descriptive, it has a lot of detail. The first, I want to say 100, maybe even 200 pages is very slow. It's a very slow paced book, but my gosh, is it beautifully written. Just everything about this book is so gorgeous. It's so beautiful. I mean, look at the cover. Are we kidding? So basically this book is about this girl named Addie and she makes a deal to live forever. However, that deal does come with a price. Of course it does, right? That price is that she will not be remembered by anyone she meets. However, she meets this guy and he seems to remember her and she's trying to put the pieces together and kind of figure out how and why that is, and you kind of just get to follow her as she tries to leave a mark on the world because that's all she wants to do. This is a very unique book, okay? And I promise that if you get past the 200 something pages, the first 200 something pages, it is so worth it. So this is also, there's different timelines. You kind of get different POVs from different timelines, so it's past and present. And yeah, so I feel like everybody should read this book, and every time I read a bad review on this book, it really hurts my soul. So please, if you have nothing nice to say about this book, please keep it to yourself because I would go to war for this book. All right. Shit. I need a movie or a show or something out on this book immediately. Bury me with this book. Bury me with this book, okay? Like, I'm sorry, can you tell I love this book? I'm sorry. Anyways, everybody should read this. This book is engraved deep into my soul. The next book we have is Normal People. I know, isn't this another controversial one? Isn't this another controversial one? I remember going into this book, I saw nothing but like 3 stars, 2 stars, and I was just like a little confused. Some people DNF'd it, a lot of people didn't like it, so I was just kind of confused. And I remember picking this up, I had very low expectations for this book, so it left me shattered, it left me in pieces. Basically this book follows Marianne and Connell, and is that how you say his name? Connell? When do I not butcher names, right? Follows Connell and Marianne, and they basically cannot stay away from each other. They come from different backgrounds, and you kind of just get to follow them all throughout high school, going into college, and you see how different their lives are, how everything is happening, how basically being in each other's life shapes them who they are. They basically shape each other's lives, right? I think the reason I love this book so much is that it's so realistic. It's real, it's raw. I think that's what I like. It's just super realistic, and you kind of just get an insight on both of their lives. You get both POVs. They're both super flawed characters, which I feel like is what really makes the story so unique and so beautiful. There's also a Hulu show out for this book. I think that it was beautifully done. It has been out for a while, and I remember I sobbed when I watched it the first time. So I definitely recommend. I feel like it really truly does this book justice. Also, Sally Rooney is an author that does not use quotation marks for her dialogue, so I feel like that's also why a lot of people were put off this book, but me personally, it didn't bother me. I really do think about this book a lot. Next up, we have Daisy Jones and the Six, and I talked about this in my previous video, and it'd be very, very nice if this would focus. This book is freaking love this book too, okay? All these books that I'm gonna be talking about, you're gonna see me crash out, because as I'm trying to tell y'all what this is about, I'm having flashbacks in my head when I was reading them, the reactions I was having. This book follows a main singer, main lead Daisy, and the band The Six, and you basically get the real, raw, and messy interview style in this book. It kind of feels like a behind the scenes of a documentary almost, which I really, really love. Taylor Jenkins Reid did such a good job at making them feel like real characters. By the time I was done with this book, I really thought that they were a real band. Actually, there are songs, I'm pretty sure, I believe there are actual songs that they wrote that you can listen to, or something along those lines. You get to basically experience them going on tour, the writing process for their songs, performing, all the messy stuff that happens behind the scenes of this band, all the drama and all the emotional aspect of it. Everything is so well done in this book. There is also a show out to this book, which is on Amazon Prime, and they also did a very good job with the casting and with the show itself. I think it's really great, and I think it's worth the watch. This happens, I believe, through the late 60s into the 70s, so like late 60s, early 70s, so this kind of follows that timeline, the 60s and the 70s, which I feel like also adds to this vibe, and the show really nailed it. You're going to feel like you're reading about literal people. You're just gonna feel like you're reading an interview with a real band. That's what this book makes you feel, okay? And I love it. Last but not least, we have Dance of Thieves, and this is a thickie. This is a thickie, and it's a fantasy. And the font is pretty damn small. And I think it's like over 500 pages. Yeah. 500 pages long. Font is a little bit small. It does, for some reason I just forget how to talk when the camera is right next to me. I'm talking to a camera, I don't know how to talk. Basically, this follows Cassie. There will once be a day where I don't butcher names, but that day is not today, So this story follows Cassie, who's a former thief on a mission, and then we have Jace, who is a part of this very powerful family. Basically, these two get trapped in a situation where they have to learn how to trust each other, and this is also enemies to lovers. This is a slow burn, and I really liked the character development for both of them. This is also kind of a little slow pace in the beginning, but once the action starts hitting, trust and believe that this book will do that. It gives you that like that true fantasy experience. I mean, just the cover itself, I feel like should already say enough, right? It's very fantasy. I was also listening to a playlist while reading this, and once I got to like, I want to say halfway mark, things really started picking up, and I legitimately could not put down this book. So this is a duology, so this is the first book. There's also the second one, which is Vow of Thieves, but I'm talking specifically about this one because this is the one that just really stood out to me. The second one is good too, don't get me wrong, but this one just really speaks to my soul, you know what I mean? So these are all the books that I would say are my personal 6-star reads, the ones that I would literally recommend to everybody. These are the books that I hold dear in my heart and my soul. This is it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe, comment. Peace out.